pretty much is vote out 2020. This is the segment when the last month of the year, we're going to vote out December. And Trump, I think Biden's going to be president. We're going to have a whole bunch of Wall Street people running the country. We see how that goes. But
Biden's going to be running the country from the parking lot because Trump will leave.
But at least we're going to have sociopaths that like want to actually hurt people and don't care about human life at all, which we have in the White House. So I want to share this pretty much what's going on. We talked about, me and Dr. James, we're from New York City, and we know about the mobster things that this administration and Trump has done in the past, and this is not new. Pretty much, this uncovering a court document. So it's already been. This is stuff from the summer, pretty much, that we're finding out now.
It's funny when you text this shit to me because I had just read the headline.
Yeah.
And I was gonna mention that shit too. And you hit me with the same shit. I was like, oh my God. Can you imagine if Trump talked all that shit about Mexican people and how they're bringing drugs and they're rapists and they're this and that,
criminals,
and then El Chapo slides him a cool $2 or $3 billion, and then he gets on an ADX on that shit. That would be fucking crazy.
Yeah, like the names of people. That's the thing. Like we want to know who these people were trying to like get out of jail free card. What was going on here? That's the thing. So the Justice Department,
and you can't do shit to him though, right? Like what can you do if Trump takes $2.5 billion from El Chapo? And pardons him.
I mean, what if
his name walks out of ADX? And then Trump pardons himself. Ain't shit y'all can do about it.
That's the thing. Whose names are these in the filing? That's the mysterious thing. Right now, we don't know. The filings don't reveal a timeline of the alleged scheme or any names of people potentially involved. That's the thing. Trump. That's why Rudy Giuliani was sweating his hair off. This kind of stuff. It's like an onion.
Wasn't it Giuliani that said that it was his brains leaking out or some shit like that? Like, how you roast yourself? How does that work?
This is why they're sweating bullets, because this is something that this is already happening. This filing has been happening already before the election, so it's not like something that's new. This is not really new news in the sense of like, but it just shows you the amount of crime, the amount of criminality, the fraud that surrounds the administration. I mean, he's trying to pardon people he went to jail with. Like, this is out of a raid. One lawyer was seized from an office that was raided sometime at the end of the summer. I mean, like, what kind of president do you have that are surrounded by people who get raided, who are in jail? So this is the people. So far, Trump has granted 29 pardons and commuted 16 people's sentences during his presidency. And that included, I didn't want to click this man's at all. I don't want to see this man's face. No.
He looks like a stone.
Yeah, Roger Stone, that was famous, and Rod Blagojevich. Remember, he was like kind of the proto-Trump back in the day. He tried to sell his seat, try to sell Obama's seat when Obama left.
I can't even say that shit. That is an ugly ass name.
Blagojevich.
Like
Blagojevich. Yeah,
I mean, that's a corrupt ass name.
Then he found out about Susan B. Anthony, probably in a Snapple cap or something, and he pardoned her. Like Frederick Douglass. Remember, you thought Frederick Douglass was still alive? Man. Remember, you thought Frederick Douglass was still alive, and he pardoned Michael Flynn. So I want to go back to this list.
I wonder why he didn't pardon them sooner. Like, I really think that
unnamed people acting as unregistered lobbyists. That's the thing. We really want to know these names of people. That's the question here. It's like, who are these people who are that bold to be like, hey, White House, can you get me out of jail? I mean, like, who's doing that? So,
could you imagine if, like,
hopefully we find that out.
Can you imagine if Avon Barksdale hit up Trump? You're like, yo, I've been in here since season 1 of The Wire, yo. Like, get me out of here.
I mean, Jeffrey Epstein's ghost hit him up,
We'll let you get some points on the pack, son.
Yeah. So this is the corruption in this administration, the highest level raids, constant raids around them, in front of them all the time. And as we move into the months, we're going to keep finding out more court records, more filings all over the place.
Heavily redacted
Papers with Trump, the Trump organization in it. So Phil can drop this clip that's kind of like the breaking news on CNBC. You know, it's important when it's on the financial news channel. So we're gonna drop it. Phil can drop this clip.
Don't hate on Trump. He's one of the good old boys.
So like this clip is pretty much from the CNBC. I can't really say it right now. So CNBC is pretty much the financial, news network where they have like, not only they have the stock on in the bottom, they have the stock on the side, they have the stock on over people's head. They have, it's just surrounded box of stock markets and like financial things that poor people have no stake in at all. That's what that channel is. So pretty much it's weird because a lot of like, oh, here, Phil can play this clip, the developing news.
Story of the night, and that's the federal investigation of that potential bribery for presidential pardon scheme. It is a
that shit is hilarious.
Information comes from that unsealed document I mentioned just a short time ago. Tom Witter's with us now. Been digging into this story since the news broke. This document heavily redacted, but could you give us some context? It's not as if a few accusations could launch such a thing. This is much more than that.
That's
exactly,
yo. Shep, and I think that this document indicates that there is an investigation that is not only ongoing, as you suggested, but is fairly robust at this point. Specifically, we know that several terabytes of data have been recovered.
Several terabytes?
50 digital devices, including iPhones, iPads, laptops, computers, external.
That's a lot of crooking happening. There's a lot of crime happening.
Search of at least 2 office locations. We can glean that from some of the information that's contained within this opinion.
All the gangsters
order,
found out that Trump's about that life,
to
son.
A search warrant in what federal prosecutors can receive. They also have email communications, which, according to the
much to fill up terabytes of paperwork,
indicate that
there was terabytes of paperwork,
including a secret lobbying scheme in which
pause the video.
Redacted.
Yo, Dr. Regis, you know about size of like digital stuff. They have terabytes of stuff that.
I mean, if it was just megabytes worth of documents, that's a lot of fucking documents, son. Like, so here's the thing that fucks me up about this, right? DOJ investigating bribery scheme for presidential pardon, right? Now, Trump has been talking for the last, 6, 7, 8 months about his right to pardon himself. Why would you be pardoning? Why would you even be thinking about pardoning yourself if you're not committing any crimes? If you're the law and order guy, you are the law and order guy.
Right? Spread kindness worldwide.
What do you need to be pardoned for?
So that Trump probably had them submitting audition tapes for pardons. Well, your daughters can submit a tape on your behalf. Yo, this is insane amount of corruption. I don't know what else Tom Winter has to say.
Natharine Taylor is asking about the stimulus checks. You ain't getting shit because you're not rich. Only rich people is getting stimulus checks.
Well, on Facebook, oh yeah. So
only rich people getting stimulus checks. The airline industry and anybody that is got something to gain from Trump pardoning their friends. Those are the people getting the stimulus checks. The rest of us, we can go fucking die, and they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, pay for your COVID test. That may not be correct. So if Phil can play this clip real quick.
Lobbyists to senior White House officials without complying with the registration requirements laid out for potential lobbyists. There was also another potential scheme, a related bribery conspiracy scheme, in which the judge says a redacted person would offer a substantial political contribution in exchange for a presidential pardon or reprieve of a sentence. Now, the reason why we know about this is that there was some sort of a legal dispute at some point in this.
Ravel Chapo's on our list.
Is this the only document that we have whereby federal prosecutors were trying to look at communications involving at least one attorney? And we know from
even Richard Nixon didn't get caught doing this shit.
One attorney was involved in this. The judge ultimately determining, Shep, if you were my attorney, you and I could have privileged communications between us. But if I try to use you as a shield to communicate with another individual to commit a crime, it's called the crime fraud exception is part of this. basically at that point, our communications would be able to be looked at by prosecutors because you weren't acting as my attorney, you were acting as somebody
As a
who would let me
co-conspirator.
continue to commit crimes. So that's something that's.
I mean, his lawyers,
saw that in the Michael
his lawyer
Cohen
went to jail,
investigation, for folks
snitching on
who are
him.
familiar with
So,
that. So this appears to be
I mean,
yet another.
what's more to
instance
say
where
about
some
this
sort of an
president
attorney is
that's
involved
leaving
here,
office
a
right
judge
now?
making a determination that prosecutors would be able to look at these communications or would be able to look at this evidence that was seized. It indicates to me that they were able to get a search warrant here, that there's a lot of probable cause, and this investigation not only is ongoing, but as I said, is likely quite robust.
Tom Winter,
Michael Snitch
fascinating
9
development
Cohen.
and an ongoing investigation. Thanks so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Yo, if Obama had people around him having their houses raided, being arrested, being detained, yo, imagine that was happening around Obama. You know, no matter how you feel about Obama, if that happened around Obama, do you think like people would be apologizing for that? The way people, I don't know, it's just like
No, I mean they really raided his house to confiscate his tan suit
and his bad dad jeans and stuff. You know,
yeah, he didn't wear those jeans like a man though. I'm sorry, yo. I'm sorry. He spent too much time around old white men wearing pants like that. Like, I'm sad. I'm sad that you reminded me of them fucking jeans that he wore. I mean, I wouldn't be mad about the jeans. It was the way that he wore the fucking jeans, man.
Yeah.
The only thing he needed was some white New Balances.
Yeah,
and that would have just completed the.
Not even like the ones people used to wear like in junior high school, like just like the real dad chunky $49.99 ones they see at like the wholesale, you know, at Costco. So, you know, that's pretty much like. So that's vote out 2020, ladies and gentlemen. Like Spread Kindness from Worldwide on Twitch says, MAGA should be more like my attorney got arrested. You know, that's what MAGA should mean. You know, when your lawyers,
like a lot of people's attorneys are getting arrested.
Yeah, what kind of, you know, yeah.
the only thing I want to know is how much money did El Chapo offer to Trump? That's I don't care about nothing else. I don't care about nobody else. I don't care. Because I care about El Chapo and I care about Bernie Madoff.
Oh yeah. I want to see. Hopefully that list gets unredacted within our lifetimes.
Check this out, because you know we're talking about prison reform, right?
Yeah.
Is Rapist Kelly on that list?
He has no money. So
no, but he's got like the women he's abused. He's got their money.
Oh yeah, they're still like holding him hostage from behind the bars, pretty much mentally. Right. Kind of weird situation.
Bill Cosby.
Yeah, I can imagine Bill Cosby. He's probably like throwing like a little bit of dub, like 15 grand. Please let me out of prison for Jello. You know, fucking weirdo. So
Ghislaine
that's what
Maxwell.
This sounds that list. Yo, that list of people probably the most shittiest people list in history.
It's a mythical list, son.
Live the list of shit people.
Oh, yo, I mean, you got fucking chimeras on there. You got
that's like the Legion of Doom of lists of the presidential pardon list.
Beelzebub is on that list.
Beelzebub. So that's put out 2020. Thanks Twitch, thanks Facebook for tuning in and giving your word in. That's really great. Follow us on YouTube on act.tv. We have over 45,000 subscribers on act.tv YouTube. Follow the clips and stay tuned.